I'm looking for Kristal Gadsby, please.
This is Kristal Gadsby.
Hi, Kristal. It's Chad and Rena calling from The Goat, a radio station back at your home in Llyoydminster.
Hi, this is unreal.
Tell us a little bit about what it is you're doing there right now, and where exactly are you? In South Africa, right?
Yeah, I'm in South Africa. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm a part of an organization called Hands at Work. It empowers individuals within the community to care for other people in the community. So they have something called home-based care that they've set up in the community of Nasoy.
Okay.
Home-based care, they selected individuals within the community, and they train them so that they can care for other people who are dying of AIDS and other kinds of diseases, because these people are just left behind to die with no one to care for them at all.
Tell us a little bit about the AIDS epidemic and how it's hitting where the village that you're right near.
Oh, man. This area has the highest prevalence rate for AIDS in all of Africa. South Africa is the highest. And the AIDS epidemic is, I don't know all the statistics, but I think...
How old are these kids that are severely sick, and up to what age range is affected by this?
It's mostly, right now, the generation that's dying of AIDS are the parents. The parents are the ones that are dying, and these are people from 20 to 40 or 45.
So
these are the people who are dying, and they're leaving behind their kids who are babies up to 18 or 20. And right now, what Hands at Work is doing and what the home-based care is doing in Missouri is they're taking care of these children who have no parents anymore. And these are kids that are 12 who are left with no parents and who are left to care for their 5-year-old, their 6-year-old, their baby brothers and sisters. So these are, we call them child-headed households. And so they have no parents and they have no one to look after them. And these are kids who are 12 or even 10 some are 10 who have to look after their younger siblings. They have to be the parents now while still going to school. They have to try and find food, and they have to try and help them with their homework, and they have to cook, and they have to do all those sort of things that a parent would do at the age of 10 or 12 or whatever.
Children 10, 12 years old running the household. Okay, what took you from Llyoydminster to a village in South Africa to work with orphaned AIDS children?
I live in Llyoydminster, but Llyoydminster, I really, really struggle living in Llyoydminster because there's so much money and because a lot of people just aren't aware of what's going on in the world. And when I went to university in Saskatoon, that was one thing that we are often taught about. Our professors just exposed us to all the different things that are going on in the world. And I just felt so strongly connected to what's going on in South Africa. And I didn't think that I could go on, with a regular life knowing that there's all these children in Africa who are dying of AIDS and all these people who have no future. So that's what sort of brought me to South Africa, I guess. Are you
finding that some of the things you're experiencing are how are you able to go to bed at night? I mean, if I had seen the stuff you'd seen, it's not like ignorance is bliss, but I mean, God, I don't know how are you coping with the situations you see day in, day out?
It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking, especially some of the situations now with some of these home-based care, like Missouri Home. Some of their funding that they used to get in order to feed the 3,000 orphans that are under their care, they don't have that money anymore, so they're struggling to feed all these people. And they tell us that kids come with their wheelbarrows to get food, and they have to go home with empty wheelbarrows. And honestly, it makes me cry. It breaks my heart on a regular basis. And it's convicting because I go back to my home, and I get to eat whatever I want. I get to eat chicken, and I get to eat rice. I get to eat whatever I want. And so it's so hard because I feel like I should just give them everything I have. But you also need to think on a sustainable level, like what's sustainable. For me to give them everything I have isn't sustainable, and the community needs to think of their own way to try and fix these problems.
Kristal, what could somebody do, and if they're listening right now to the story and of what you're experiencing there, what could anybody in Llyoydminster do to help?
I'd say there's about three things. One thing that they can do is they can come here. We are always looking for volunteers to come to spend a little bit of time with the children, helping the workers go from house to house. We're always looking for extra help. There's not enough hands here, that's for sure. So that's one thing. Another thing is they can just talk about these things that they hear. They can look into the AIDS epidemic and they can spread the word, because lots of people don't know anything about what's going on in South Africa. So they can research some of this stuff and look into it and then spread the word, because that's something that's huge. The third thing, which is pretty tangible, is they can go to the Hands at Work website, and it's www.handsatwork.org. And they can look at ways that they can get involved on that website, and that would be fantastic as well.
All right, Kristal. I find it humbling to talk to people who are doing the kind of work you're doing, that are dedicating their life in such a self-sacrificing manner for the good of others. Thank God that there's people out there like you. So good work, Kristal, and everyone in Lloyd here is behind you. Hopefully you're doing good.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kristal.
In the community, and they train them so that they can care for other people who are dying of AIDS and other kinds of diseases, because these people are just left behind to die with no one to care for them at all.
Tell us a little bit about the AIDS epidemic and how it's hitting where the village that you're right near.
Oh, man. This area has the highest prevalence rate for AIDS in